Alright, so this video might be kind of extremely janky because I'm walking around because I can't seem to really find a spot to like put my phone with all of this forest. But yeah, I'm out here. I'm in this Cornell sort of woods right now next to BB Lake. And the title of this video is going to be something like why is putting on the blinders so hard? And it's really real. But I don't know, I'm going to try and figure out where to start. To give you a little update, because I haven't updated the channel in a while, I was shifting through a lot of whole different colleges in here, figuring out what I wanted to do. And I sort of, because my initial idea was Cornell ECE and electrical engineering, and then I kind of dropped out. And now I'm did a year at junior college, and then I've sort of realized I want to go back, but for environmental science, the woods. But it's just complicated because I don't think I'm really suited to sort of finish this electrical engineering degree. But I still love electrical engineering, and I'll give you this sort of dilemma, I know, a minute into the video. Basically, I got into this startup accelerator. It's really cool. It's in Ithaca itself. And they give you the little $2,000 grant to build something, and you sort of have to talk to a bunch of potential customers and kind of figure out what they want and then build something that they need, right? It's pretty standard. There are lessons on that and some stuff on marketing, legal aspects of the business, a little bit on finance, but a lot on designing, how to design and how to do customer interviews. So it's been great, more or less. Let me switch hands. My idea is to essentially, the idea is to reforest the ocean by planting kelp, mangroves, and seagrass with autonomous underwater robots, pretty much AI-powered reforestation robots. So that's pretty cool. And I've been kind of enjoying slowly getting through this process of learning what to do for the design and figuring out the circuitry and building the thing. But there's I don't know, there's a part of me it's a little bit challenging because I don't know, I just feel like I'm not going to continue it because I'm going back to a new major and I have to retrain myself entirely to do this new major, get into biology research, which I've never done before. I'm taking biology classes right now, just finished one on ecology. Really fun, actually, one of my favorites. And it's a good sort of sign for me, but I just feel again, there's so many options, right? And I could try and continue this business into it, but it probably wouldn't be much because I need to focus on school. And I already dropped out once, not doing it again. Look, a mushroom. Oh, that's so cool. Hopefully some of the environmental science people can help me get into mycology a little bit. Again, another thing, kind of talking with people, environmental clubs, maybe foraging. One of my friends did that in college, and now she's graduated. She was in my grade, and now I'm 2 years behind or so, which is interesting. But basically, my point of this here is, I watched How to Train Your Dragon, the new one, the live action, and let me switch hands again. If you know anything about me in that film, I love dragons. I love How to Train Your Dragon even more than that. And I loved the film. It was amazing. It was reliving the childhood experience again, except better because I understand it and know the story and remember it, and it's awesome. And also, I went back again in theaters. I've already been twice, and it's been a week since it came out, which is awesome. I'll give it a little bit more of a break this time. But essentially, what am I trying to say? I revisited my video. called I Want to Be More Like Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. And in that video, I explained how Hiccup basically, through the process of capturing Toothless and sort of documenting his behavior, but also nursing him back to health and educating others on why dragons are good, is like a biologist and an engineer building all these like harnesses and new tail and all this sort of stuff to help Toothless in the village. And I want to be both of those. And I'm kind of like, I want to be a biologist, I want to be an engineer. I mean, I won't get an engineering degree per se at Cornell, but this is why I want to lean more into the biology side. But really, it's a little bit hard to sort of think about sometimes. Let me switch hands again. Well, part of it, U.S. just bombed Iran, which is not so great, in my opinion. Because why? We're just starting another pointless war. And there's a whole this thing about all these awful conditions in the U.S. and also like a bunch of stuff with the administration. No King's Day. There's a reason it's happening. I won't really go too far into it, but I feel to be like so distracted by the news and by all the bad news that it's so hard to like focus. Like it's even hard to focus on this ROV thing. I mean, maybe pause the video or like skip forward 15 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But I just saw a study from a bunch of marine scientists saying that the pollution from all this plastic pollution we're putting out contains chemicals that are actually destroying the plankton in the very surface of the ocean. And we're killing off plankton in such large numbers, like we've killed off half of it already, to the point where the dinoflagellates, which are a different type, will take over, and by 2037 we could have a literal the atmosphere could start to become toxic. By like the late 2030s, that's for reference, that's like 10, 12 years away, and it could be sooner because 3 years ago that estimate was in the 2080s. So we could be really screwed, and it kind of makes me question like my mortality a little, and I like don't want to die that early because obviously no one really does at age 30 or something. So yeah, it makes me frustrated that this whole system has ended up this way, but I keep getting reminded that like it doesn't feel like there's so much in my control, but I still want to try and make the world a better place, right? Like there's a reason why I'm trying to do don't fall. 1 second. There's a reason why I'm trying to do this rewilding project. I know it's through robotics, and that's probably not even the best way for community engagement, and there's also probably not really a big market, I'm realizing, but the intent is there. Like I want to use my sort of skills to help the environment, and if that means being a biologist instead of an engineer, then so be it, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out the best impact I can make, but it's so hard to like focus on this shit when there's like so much else going on in the world and so much else going on in my own life, and it's like so hard to put the blinders on, So to me, it's kind of like, I know I need to focus, but what's the point if things are only temporary? It's like kind of a hard sort of dilemma. But I don't want to leave this earth not having done the things that I enjoy and that I think will help the world. I want to try. I really do want to help the environment. I also don't want to burn out, which is why I'm not sure how long after the program I'll do this business. I mean, it's been fun, but I have to retrain for an entirely new career. So sorry for all the shakiness. But yeah, that's basically all I had for this video. I love being out in the forest. It's honestly awesome. So I'm probably going to take a time down at the river. It is raining, so it's going to be loud. But I'm probably going to take some time to, sit there and relax and listen to the water, which is great. And that's what we need to do. And, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, well, if things are really going to collapse by 2035, assuming we don't get into World War III, right? Just got to enjoy life. And, get out in the forest more and be with friends and family the best we can. I know I'm leaving all of them because they're all in California. I'm going back to New York, and now I know no one at Cornell. But it's a sacrifice to try and get retrained into something that I really enjoy, and, it's a good school, and I'll be proud of it, even if it's one of the last things that happens in my sort of doomer mindset. Oops. But yeah, hope you all are having a good one. Hope you enjoy life. Please stay safe, stay healthy. Do the best you can in life, and then if you have energy beyond that, do something good. But first of all, you need to focus on yourself. So, yeah, have a nice day. See ya.